Hey guys, this is your boy Youngie right here. I just want to have a quick chat with you guys today, and I want to talk about 4 major things that I think are really important, and this I think that we normally overlook, but I actually tend to embrace them this week, and that's why I appreciate how amazing these one are. The first thing is being really organized. So the content that we covered in MD1 is really massive, and if you're not organized, it's just gonna burn the hell out of you. And I think that's something that I am learning to ensure that I don't get burned out. So I normally work most weekend, and I tend to spend a bit of time with my family and my loved one as well. So if I don't get organized during the week, I'm gonna get screwed. So what I tend to do is when I'm driving to Melbourne on Friday, I normally listen to most of the lecture content while driving, and that's not a good idea. Although it is important to turn your car into university on wheel, it is not a good idea to learn heavy content by just doing that. And I found that out not to be really pleasant. So what I tend to do is just sit down, study, and there's few different ways that you can study. So I will go through those one in the next video, but not this one. So getting organized is so important. And other aspect that I want to talk about is also teaching. So if you're able to learn certain stuff, then you're able to teach other people. And I think I do enjoy that element of teaching, and that's why I'm doing one of my discovery subjects on medical education, because I do feel that when I become a doctor, I should be able to teach in an easy way, not only teach patients, but also teach other medical students. And I've been so fortunate to have a lot of people here in Shepparton that actually help with those kind of teaching. So I had 2 great experiences this week that I can share with you guys. So we had Latrobe University Biomed that came last week. So they're in their 3rd year of biomedical degree. So next year they're going to be MD1. So they want to get experience about what it is like to study medicine here at Shepparton. So one of the clinical cases that we've been learning is how to use respiratory devices and what kind of patient we need to use those respiratory devices on. So those are the things that we're learning as one of our clinical skills. So I was fortunate to be one of those people showing them around. So my friend Drovi and myself, we were doing that. Oscar and Flynn, they were also showing them how to do ECGs, so cardiovascular examination. And yeah, so like I learned a few things, and then it was my opportunity to show them. So it was really great to see that the skills that we're actually picking up, we can use those. Give it a shot.
I thought it was a needle one first.
What questions? Now we've got time for you guys.
So you took, what was that second drug that wasn't subcutaneous?
I picked up
Young is a pharmacist, so he knows these drugs pretty well. Yeah,
right.
that there's, let's say they got like some sort of paralysis and their tongue is like blocking it.
Intubate patient is because there's an airway obstruction, so your tongue is kind of like blocking the airways. Some trachea or whatever, like how deep it is. So everybody's different. There's the children one, so you just basically checking that in based on
keep it all open.
To keep it open, to pattern the airways.
Wow.
Basically. Yeah.
To paint.
It's a therapy to get it up to that numbing.
Yeah. Away heparin, and we'll give them chlorpyrifos. So that's how.
So it looks like he's already got the aspirin and the beta blockers.
Yes, because they would have like some kind of issue before they would have either have like standing in the past or whatever. So they're only on aspirin, they're on telmisartan, which is kind of similar with ACE inhibitor, but we call them ARBs, so angiotensin receptor blocker, whatever you can like actually shut this thing in. So you would normally have that 2 port where the oxygen is coming out. One of them, they normally call it the room air, which basically means like a normal.
And then you just twist it up. Now for this one, you have to wait till this bag fills for it to actually function. So put it up to 6. that's litres, 6 litres. So you should fill up like that. Yep.
It was actually amazing to see that the skills that we're picking up from the hospital and other clinicians, we can actually share them with other students. And on that topic of learning too, it is good to also have a bit of humility and learn from others and ask for feedback. So we did our we did practice for examination with our peers. So the MD2, MD3, and MD4, they gave their time to help us do examination. So I did respiratory examination, I did gastrointestinal examination, and I also did cardiovascular examination. Out of those three, I was really happy with how I did for the gastrointestinal examination, but I have a long way to go for cardiovascular examination. So that's something that I was really happy to know that I have like gaps in my exams, and these are things that I can work on so that I can get better. And I love cardiology, so that's something that I need to work on as well. The second last thing that I want to talk about in this week content is the trial and error. I'm somebody who really loves challenging myself, putting myself out there, and try to do as much as I can. So Shepperton, there's really a great skate park. I went to the skate park and I saw some of the boys. They were on their bike doing all this crazy trick, and I was like, boy, I gotta jump in there. So I went with my skateboard, tried to roll down, and I felt like crazy. So the 4 boys, they had to come and help me out, like show me like 4 boys had to come and help me out, show me like a few tricks, bend your knee, lean forward, and then do that. I'm like, oh, I should remember this kind of stuff. So yeah, I learned from there that you cannot do everything, but you can always learn, and you can always ask for feedback, and you can always ask for other people's support. And I think that's how you build relationship with people. Sometimes you have to be vulnerable, and I think that is very applicable to MD1, because we feel that you need to know everything, you need to know this, but you sometimes just need to rely on your tutors, you need to rely on your classmates, you need to rely on other people that know stuff that you don't. And I think that's something that I'm really enjoying, because I feel that I can learn of anyone, and that will make me a better doctor in the future, so that I can actually get to teach other students when I become a doctor, or so that I can actually convey message to my patient that will be in a vulnerable state and not thinking that they're being judged. And yeah, the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is sleep. Oh man, I thought I was one of those superhumans who can only do on 4 hours of sleep and everything, but it almost screwed me up. Like I almost burned out. So I just decided now that I'm going to be sleeping as much as I can. So I've been sleeping 8 hours almost every day, sometimes 7.5, but still working on that. So I don't do caffeine yet. So, and now hopefully I will need to, but yeah, sleep is important so that you sharp and focus, and yeah, so I need that in my life now. But that's it for me. I thought I'd just talk to you guys about those 4 things that I'm working on myself, and then see if they're useful to any of you guys. So yeah, you gotta be organized, you gotta be learning as much as you can so that you can teach, and then you gotta do some trial and error as well, and get some sleep while you can. 2 kiss for now.
Step up, like way more content than undergrad. But one great thing about the Trauma Catholic everyone loves here is we couldn't have been prepared better our anatomy subjects, our physiology subjects, pharmacology, we've seen it before. It's just a lot each week. And you come in expecting that. Like, I'm sure none of you have the idea in first year of medicine next year that you're going to have all these jobs, all these hobbies or anything like that. Like, it's a full-time job. Like, this is what you're here to do. And as soon as you have that schedule down, it's not anything that any of you can't handle. And you have to advantage because you know half of your cohort already. So whether you, like when you come to Chef, you've already got these like great supports in place already that others don't have, and you'll mix, I'm sure you'll see throughout the PowerPoint, like we mix with the other 15 really quick as well because they've all been really great.